What's up, Nova Heads? It's Amber Nova.
This is Chris Lights Out Lytle.
Hi, this is Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Ice Boogie.
It's the real and raw August Artois.
This is Smiling Sam Alvey.
It's Archimedes.
I'm Jack Cartwheel, the real deal, the human highlight reel.
This is Steve Mowry.
I'm Victor Henry.
Boy, Bulletproof Troop. Billy Clark.
It's ECW Original, The Enforcer. C.W. Anderson.
This is Honest John.
Hyper Street. Luis Moreno. And it's Mr. Classic. Anthony Noe.
I'm Jason Punet.
The young ghost.
It's old Hattie Price here.
When I say what's my name, Snipes.
Richie Slade.
My name is Gino Rivera, the Frank Sinatra of the Spanish Mafia.
The incredible one, Anthony Idol.
This is Ken Shamrock.
The Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
Yo, watch and listen.
Championship online.
This is Alex Mars here. Hi, Richard Modest.
So, please listen to it, otherwise be cursed. Okay, see you later, love that dinners.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are now watching and listening to Championship on the Line podcast. I'm joined with always with my co-host Rich. I'm Alex, and today is a very, very special episode because not only did I got to see this guy wrestle, but I also got to do interviews with him. And every time we see him wrestle, it's always a blast. He's always entertaining and exciting, and he's also the host of the Crosstalk Podcast, where you can find him on everywhere, Google Podcast, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcast, you can find the Crosstalk Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Eric Cross. And also, wait, I forgot, he's also part of the AJency, the legendary club AJency, which is Ric Ellis, AJ Wright, Eric Cross, and High Risk. So definitely, again, thank you so much for you're finally here, man. Thank you for joining us on the pod.
I mean, it's been a minute.
Yeah,
it took a while, but I'm here.
Yeah, of course. But again, before we start, we have a quick segment like we do fun questions. We ask 10 fun questions about yourself. Is that cool? We do that for you?
Let's go.
All right, Rich, take it away.
Awesome. We'll start right away. First question: what is your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time. It's a tie, actually. It's Scarface and The Warriors.
Oh, sick. Nice. Next question. Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Ooh. It's a triple time. It's The Shield, which was an FX show, not The Shield. It was a cop show. Really good.
Okay.
Let's see. Married with Children, of course. And How I Met Your Mother.
Huh. Nice.
Nice.
Great little mix, yeah?
Yeah, they're all a little different. That's awesome.
A little different.
What is your favorite music artist or band?
Ooh. I have it on my chest. You should see it. You should know it. It's Wu-Tang.
Favorite song from Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
Woo. I mean, Cream is always good.
Yeah.
Protect Your Neck. Yeah, man. Some of the individual artists from the Wu-Tang is always good too. Liquid Swords is always a good album to listen to. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Wu-Tang now?
Ooh. I gotta go with the RZA. He's the genius.
Yeah.
You know, so mastermind behind everything.
Awesome. What is your favorite meal you like to eat?
Ooh. I don't know if you've seen it lately, but I've enjoyed a T-bone, or not T-bone, tomahawk steak, which is always fucking delicious. But I'm a steak man. I love steak. So
nice. Are you a baked potato guy or mashed potatoes? What goes with your steak?
It depends sometimes. You know, some people don't know how to cook a potato, which is weird. but if I have to have anything, I'll have it mashed.
Nice. Go on. Favorite video game of all time?
There's too many to name. What was it? Halo 2 was a good one. The Warriors game was actually pretty good. Rockstar made that one. Any of the Grand Theft Auto games.
Oh yeah.
Call of Duty, of course. Game that I'm playing right now, which is an older game, but it's called 7 Days to Die. It's a zombie game. So it's a zombie movies as well. So
works out. Outside of wrestling, do you have a favorite hobby you like to do?
Ooh, smoke cigars.
Nice.
It's a gimmick, brother.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Do you have a ritual you like to do before entering the ring?
It's changed over the time, but before I would listen to some music, do some push-ups, kind of psych myself up. Now I kind of just kind of get down, kind of get myself into knowing what's in the match, and just try to psych myself up.
Nice. Who is your favorite wrestler?
Wow. Favorite wrestler, Harley Race. What would Harley do?
Oh, yeah.
Another wrestler would probably be Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Simply perfect, brother. Nowadays, my boy John Moxley. That's always good.
Yeah.
Favorite wrestler as well, Peter Avalon. I love that man.
Yeah. That's our first too, because Peter Avalon, I think, is so underrated. We saw him recently. He always kills it. Nice.
I love Peter. I've wrestled him. Actually, I've only wrestled him, I think, twice. But I've known him throughout my career, and he's something special.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Awesome. You have one more. If you could have a match with someone that isn't a wrestler, who would it be with? It could be a fictional character, an athlete, a celebrity.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Honestly, that's hard to say. But who would I like to fucking kick their head in? Definitely would be Jake Paul.
Oh, nice! It works.
I would love to just grab his arms and just fucking.
How would you see that match going?
But an actual match. I would probably say, what's his name? Paul Rudd. Because I think we would have a fun match.
How would you see that match going with Paul Rudd?
Oh man, it'd be a little comedic, but definitely fun.
I love it. I like that would end the Jake Paul one. That was awesome, especially the Mari fights.
Oh yeah, I would kick his head in.
Do you think he wins tomorrow, or do you think he loses?
Oh no. Well, I mean, again, it's all rigged, so it doesn't really matter. But I think I don't know. I mean, I was looking forward to Fury to go in there, but again, he pulled out. So we got what's his name? What's the guy? Yeah, Tyron Woodley. He's a good MMA fighter. He held the belt for a long time, but now he's just going down. So what tends to happen. But I see a unanimous decision for Jake because that's in the script.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But awesome. But again, thank you, Eric, for joining with us. Really happy to have you, especially with everything that we've seen you do at the West Coast Wrestling Company and everything that we've done with the agency. But I want to find out, like, from the beginning of your career. So, like, take us back to the beginning. Like, what got you into wrestling? Like, who introduced it to you? Like, how did you first discover wrestling?
I'm old school, so it was a trip to the video store that what got me, and this was probably 93 or 92. My first actual VHS tape that I watched was SummerSlam, 1989. Hogan and Hogan, Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus the Macho King and Zeus, which was a great display of a match. But the match that got me hooked was actually Ravishing Rick Rude versus the Warrior. Rude went in there and sold his ass off for the Warrior and made him look larger than life. So, that's what got me.
And then growing up too, as a fan, like, who was your favorite wrestler? Like, who's one you cheered for?
I mean, I was obviously a Hulkamaniac. I still have I think it was a 89 head bandana that I still have somewhere. But that one's a real precious heirloom to me. But yeah, Hogan was good. Again, perfect. I love Bobby the Brain Heenan. He was such a great.
I think he cut off. Cut off for the moment. Let's see if we could get him back. He did cut off for a second, so all the listeners that were across get cut off for a minute. So, he's back. So nice.
What happened?
He's back.
Yeah,
sorry.
I just cut off. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, sorry about that.
No worries.
What was I saying? Bobby the Brain Heenan was a good heel manager. So yeah, and tend to like the heel sometimes. So.
Yeah.
And especially, like, you can see with Rich and I's background, you see we have like a bunch of figures in the back. Did you ever collect the figures or even play the video games?
I had I loved the Royal Rumble Raw for the NES and Super Nintendo and Sega. But my bread and butter was No Mercy.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with the 64. And WCW, what was it? World Tour was actually a pretty good one too.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of a little mix of things.
Was there like a precise moment, like growing up, when you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to your school and become a wrestler?
It started young, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here and I did backyard wrestling for a while, long time. I think I started when I was maybe 12.
Oh wow!
So I was doing some of that stuff. But what really got me saying, you know what, I gotta go do this was 2005. A little bit before that, maybe like 2004, 2003. Yeah, it went from there. I was doing some backyard stuff, and yeah, it was a journey.
And then also oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You're good.
All right. So when did you decided first to, what wrestling school did you start training at?
Oh, I started. Okay, so it was a mix of. I did start going to training over with Bart over at AWS. And then trained there for a little bit, and then when God rest his soul, Johnny Ian, which my boy, love him to death. He had a wrestling company, Mach 1 Wrestling, and trained there for a little bit as well with Johnny Goodtime and Joey Ryan. But yeah, trained also by TJ Perkins, Paul London a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
And what was like the first day of going into wrestling school? What was that whole experience like for you going in there for the first time?
Again, when I did the backyard stuff, didn't really understand the technical style behind it. Just knew, I can do this move, I can do that move. But going into that first day was kind of a little overwhelming, but it was fun. Bart had a couple trainers out there, some of the lucha stuff as well. But it was cool. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm. And what was like the typical day in the school? Like, what did you guys do for training and exercises?
Again, all trainers are kind of different.
Yeah.
It depends on who you're going to go train with. Like, let's say Santino's. Let's give it that way. They'll work on your cardio in the beginning, kind of give you little drills and stuff like that. And then once you're kind of in that warmed up zone, they'll go through some of the spots and some of the things that you need to learn. And sometimes they'll have practice matches, see where you're at that point. Joey didn't like to do that. Joey Ryan, he liked to kind of give you more of a knowledge perspective. Bart, they wanted to do a little bit more lucha stuff. So it was kind of going back and forth between the American style and lucha libre, and it just all depends, who you work with.
Mm-hmm. And for yourself, like, what style of wrestling are you like a fan of? Are you a fan of like the lucha style, the Japanese style? Like, which style is more you prefer?
I mean, I grew up into that power man wrestling, that ground wrestling, that technician wrestling. Again, Blue Blazer was another great technical wrestler. Owen Hart, God rest his soul, and it was more of a technical wrestling for me. I can do some high flying back in the day.
Yeah,
I was able to do some springboards and do some flips and stuff like that. But age gets to you, and things kind of, you have to adapt to where you're at. So I think I'm different now. I'm more of a technical style wrestler than anything else. So that's just the way it is.
And also, like, during training, when you're really starting, was there like any footage of like a specific wrestlers that you would watch to kind of get inspiration for your ring style, and even with promos too?
Oh man, see, that's a good one. I like that question. So I remember, and this is kind of going off of it, but I remember going to helping out training with somebody, and this guy was a bigger guy. He was a little larger. And I told him, okay, look, you're not going to be able to do all the flips and all the crazy shit that, you possibly can. You can, but it's not going to happen right away. So what you should do is watch some big man wrestling. Bam Bam Bigelow, Takeshi Morishima, Vader, Stan Hansen, anybody that's over 200 pounds type of wrestler. Watch them, see what they do, see how they work. As a promos, for myself, I watched a lot of Bryan Danielson, a lot of Nigel McGuinness, because that was the ROH bread and butter right there. At that point, early on, I wanted to do the ROH style, that traditional style. But those are the people I watched.
Mm-hmm. And also saying that that you trained with also, like you said, with like Paul London and also like TJ Perkins. Was also like, what was it like working with them and training with them?
Okay, so when I was training with Paul, we were having a series of matches. I believe we had 3 matches altogether. No, technically 4. But in this time frame, we were doing the 4 matches, or the 3 matches. Excuse me. He is what his character is.
Yeah.
He's an out of the mind, out of body type of person. He's funny as hell. We went out there and had an amazing match, amazing series of matches. The second match I had with Joey and Paul, and we just went out there and had fun. That's pretty much the best way I can say. As his training way, he was cool. He taught me how to springboard, which was hilarious, But he was a really good teacher. Really fun to talk to. Really fun to pick his brain and ask him, how was WWE? How is your transition going back to the Indies, and all that stuff. So.
And was there any advice that maybe him or even like Bart or someone that's given to you that you that you keep with today?
There's a lot of things that that a lot of wrestlers always instill in you. Be good to everybody, because you don't know who's going to be what. Because let's put it this way. We used to book the Young Bucks back in the day. They were barely starting out. They were our first new era for IWL. They were on the opening for the show, so they didn't really have a match on the card. They were our openers.
Mm-hmm.
And I always loved booking them. I always told Vic, because he was the head booker. He was the owner. He was the man. I told him, look, you got to book these guys. There's something about them. A bunch of other guys from the high desert, they all came down and stuff like that. High risk as well.
Yeah.
Help them out, help get them booked over there with the IWL. But look at the Bucks. Look at them now. They're running the first biggest company besides WWE in our history right now. So it's you never know who's going to be where. So you got to be nice to everybody, especially if you hate them. But you got to be good.
Yeah, because I remember like when Rich and I were kids, we would watch the Young Bucks wrestle EWF in Covina. Yeah. And like I said, like there were like the opening match sometimes, or the first match. Yeah. And, now we kind of think about like, man, like going from that time to now, pretty much running the business, and it's crazy. Like now there's action figures of them, and now you see them in, every ad. It's crazy.
You just never know. You never know who's going to be who, what's going to happen. I'm proud that I got to wrestle Scorpio Sky. He's up there. I got to wrestle Peter Avalon. He's up there. I think I had maybe a battle royal or 2 or something with Brian Cage back in the day. But those people I know, and man, it's crazy seeing them like this, But I'm proud of them.
Yeah. And also, like, take me back, especially like with your first match. Like, what was your first match like for you? Like going out of the current for the first time. Like, what was that whole experience like for you?
So my first match was a Revolution RevX show. I wrestled the IWL guys. It was just a tag team match that we had. They gave us some time to go out there, which was fun. I really enjoyed that. But it was cool because we got to do a run-in after, and kind of break apart everybody. And Bo Cooper beat the shit out of us. So it is what that is. But yeah, it was fun. It was easy to work with because some of them are the guys that I wrestled with. I knew, so I didn't really have to kind of be worried about what we're gonna do and what's gonna happen. So it was cool.
Mm-hmm. And also, with the first time Rich and I got to saw you wrestle was in West Coast Wrestling Company, which all the times we've been there, we saw a match. I mean, every match has been, just amazing, especially like matches you had with, with Brandon Gadson and matches you had with SoCal Crazy. It's just been awesome.
I appreciate that. Because by the way, SoCal, feel better, brother. I love you.
Same.
Yeah, we might have a little issue, but
yeah,
I love you, brother. Get better.
But especially with everything, even like it's crazy because like even seeing you wrestle, but also seeing you do your promos and doing your mics, it's crazy because I even told Rich, I'm like, probably the best, and I'm serious, it's the best I've ever probably seen anyone do it. I mean, especially like because it's just a great combination because it's you, it's AJ and Rick, and it's just what you guys do is just you guys are just great and just magic. It's just awesome to see.
I think the best thing about that is we are longtime friends. Mm-hmm. We've known each other for a while. I know when the West Coast started, back in the day, I came in, with Chris Evans and Johnny Suave, and with as well as Gary Yak, Epic Pro Wrestling, and we came in, we started wrestling with them. But I've known AJ and I've known Rick for so long for that, and we've always joked. We've always had some inside jokes and just kind of had a brothership, and I think that's very, very apparent when you see us out there. Yeah. We're just playing off each other and we're just fucking having fun.
And also, like, with the agency, whose idea was to bring you guys all together? Like, how did the idea start having you guys?
I'm gonna say from day one. From day one was AJ. AJ wanted us to be the team. I think prior to all this, before he came back West Coast, he wanted me to be a part of his group that he had back in the day. But it never came to pass. And now we're able to do it, and I'm fucking on board, and I love it.
It's crazy because even like doing interviews with you guys, just kind of like it's so hard not to laugh, because it's just.
I think that's the main thing that I can tell any young wrestler. If you're watching this, you're trying to learn some more stuff. Just go out there and try to pop people, whether it's trying to make them laugh or try to hate them. Either way, you get a reaction, no matter what. I had a guy out in the crowd when I think he was announcing that we were going to do the tag team match, and he's all go to the back, you Amish mother.
Oh my God,
because of the beard. And I was like, I'll turn your butter right now, brother. And he just looked at me like, so you got to react to it, man. It's just the perfect way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's crazy. Even like when we do interviews, like there's sometimes when you interview wrestlers, they give like, oh, give me a minute to like think. But for you, AJ and Rick, it's just like on the spot. Like we're ready now, and it's just everything comes out. Well,
that's the thing. That's the thing. When it comes to promos like that, when it comes to being in the business for so long, I've been here 2005. That's how long it's been. But seeing and knowing how much my character is and what I can do with it, I know what I have to do. And as of talking, I can talk for days.
Yeah.
And then AJ, he loves to talk. He can't stop fucking talking.
Yeah.
As Rick Ellis would say. Which, by the way, go check out their podcast.
Yeah.
The Random Podcast, to be named later.
Yeah.
Gotta plug it, brother.
But also, like, working with AJ and Rick, was there anything that you learned something from them?
Working with them, it's so easy because we can sit there and we can come up with something. And AJ wants to. He doesn't want to be that manager that just, like, oh, I'll just sit back and kind of relax with it. No, he wants to be out there. He wants to help out as best as he can. And he'll shoot out ideas and we'll be like, okay, well, we can do that, but what do you think about this? Oh, okay, cool, we'll do that. It's a give and take. And I think we've been in this business for so long where we can be like, okay, this works, this doesn't work, this works, but that doesn't work, so let's do this. It's easy to go back and forth. So and Rick has the greatest mind in the business. Yeah. He is without a doubt, he is a pillar basically of the West Coast. And of course, the main part is Adam Ginsberg, but not the best. But Rick is very underrated as well. I would love to see him work more, and I'd love to see him out there, on TV as well, because he's something special. I can't put Rick more on a pedestal than I can, up to the sky. You know what I mean? So great guy.
and especially with these last shows that you've done in the West Coast Wrestling Company, what's been your favorite moment or like your favorite match there?
Wow. These couple matches that I've had with West Coast, I got to wrestle people that I haven't wrestled before. Newer guy. Snipes.
Yeah.
Never haven't seen him, haven't really kind of seen what his style is. But getting in the ring with him was amazing. I will say that I did get hurt out for the crossbody. He came down and I caught him and kind of messed up my rib. I couldn't breathe for a little bit. But other than that, we recovered and it was still a great match. Brandon Gadson. That's another guy. Never got to work with him ever. I've been in this business for a long time, and we haven't had our paths cross. No pun intended. And then another one, So Cup Crazy. Never got to wrestle him. Always been in the locker room with him. Worked so many shows with this guy, and fucking great guys. I don't like them, but I'll give them their due. But it is great to being able to go out there and wrestle people that I have never wrestled before. It's something special.
Mm-hmm. And especially, with the West Coast Wrestling Company being, making an announcement that we'll be back in March, who would you like to face in the future? Is there any specific wrestler you'd like to have a match with?
There's a lot of people out there. A lot of guys out there that I would love to work with again or never have before. But Probably the looks that it's going to be is probably what is it, the Rockstar Cordova and Luna. Those guys I've never wrestled before. Would like to see what I can do with it, especially if it's a tag team. Let's do it, Me and Rick will team up again. That was a fluke, first of all, but it is what it is.
And especially with now, with everything with wrestling, obviously there's so many companies now, AEW, Impact, that how much wrestling do you still watch in today? How much do you watch?
It's hard. It's hard to watch a lot of stuff. But honestly, I'll watch AEW. I'll catch highlights of WWE sometimes. I'm not really in tune with a lot of it, but it is what it is.
And especially when you look back so far in your career, what's been your favorite match? Like, what match do you look back? He's like, man, that match I had, favorite all time.
Man, that's a loaded question. There's so many matches that I've had that I was so happy to be a part of. I got to work with Paul London. Series of matches. Tyler Bateman, got to work with him. Violence Unlimited. Andy Brown, love working with him. Got to work with Chris Cadillac.
Yeah, remember him.
Caddy, always a pleasure to work with him. Ray Rosas.
Yeah.
Fucking great match I've had with IWO with him. Johnny Suave, another great match. Chris Evans, my boy, another great match as well. Johnny Yuma actually was a really good match as well. I wrestled him. Man, I've had so many great matches. I can't really pick.
And especially with someone that's, someone's watching this and wants to kind of pursue into this business, what advice can you bring to someone that wants to be a professional wrestler?
It's hard. It's time consuming. It's missing birthdays, missing anniversaries, missing special events sometimes. But if you're willing and if you really want this, then go out, get trained. Santino's in LA, those are a great start right there. School of Hard Knocks, EWF, Jesse is always a great person to talk to. Dave Marquez as well. Great person to talk to. Oh, and also great match that I also love is my match with Willie Mack on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah.
That was a great one. But yeah, go out, get trained. If you do the backyard thing, cool, but wait a couple years to announce that, because then you have established yourself that you're not just some backyarder. It's hard when you're like, okay, I want to do this, but you don't got the credentials, basically.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, Eric, it's been so much fun. Thank you so much again for being on this pod. But before, get to the listeners about the Cross the Out Podcast, especially what is Cross the Out Podcast about? Tell the listeners.
Basically the Cross the Out Podcast is just me talking my life. Whether it's me smoking a cigar, which I am smoking right now. I'm smoking a Jeremy Series. Can't really remember his name or his last name, but he is a YouTube star on YouTube, obviously. He has cigars and whiskey and stuff like that. He got me into Pravada, which is another place that this cigar is coming from. Pravada Cigar Club is is a subscription and buy cigars. But I talk about that. I'll talk about wrestling. And I'll just talk about life, in general,
And it's available wherever you get your podcast, right?
Yes, it is on Spotify, Amazon Pod, Google Pod as well, Apple, and I think I'm gonna try to get all the other podcast stuff. So it's just gonna take time.
Awesome. And again, we'll put the link down in the description below where you can find the Crosstalk Podcast everywhere. And again, where the fans can find you on social media. Anything you want to plug in?
Honestly, I'm Barrow Aesthetics is my Twitter or my Instagram. I'm not really on social media as much. I'll be on that promoting it. The Crosstalk Podcast has his own Instagram as well, so go check that out. And
yeah. Awesome. Again, thank you so much for everyone that's been listening to this episode. And also, please do yourself a favor and go follow this man, and please listen to the Crosstalk Podcast.
There you go.
Everywhere.
Go pick up AJency t-shirt.
Yep.
I had to beat you to the punch.
Yeah. But again, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it, man. So much fun.
No problem. Thank you, man. You guys are great. Keep it up. I know this is one year.
1 year
now.
Yep.
1 year. So congratulations on that. And yeah, man, listen to these guys. These guys are good.
Thank you, man.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. And again, I know down in the future, West Coast we will see each other.
Oh yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
And if Rick and myself won, and also to Adam, if you want to crown new tag team champions,
ooh,
Rick Ellis and myself, perfect contenders for that.
Absolutely. I know Adam's watching this, so yes.
Of course. Gotta mention his name.
Yeah. Awesome. And again, that's going to do it for us here at Championship Online Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.